Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie Joy Phillips. I'm the founder of World Childless Week and I'm joined today by the lovely Bindi Shah. She's going to do a special workshop for Write It to Heal because today's day is focused on letters to our younger self. I've no idea what Bindi's going to lead us through. I've just joined as a guest at the last minute. I'm really looking forward to this and I hope you are too. So Bindi, if you'd like to take over and introduce yourself and lead the webinar for me, please.
Oh, perfect, Steph. Thank you. And yes, I was thinking around the workshop, and because we're going to do some writing and we're going to do some meditation, I thought it would be nice to have Steph join so that there's a little bit of interaction there as well for us all. So, what we're doing today, we are doing Write to Heal and writing a letter to your younger self. So meditation, first of all, and then writing. So first of all, meditation. I know some of you have meditated. Basically, meditation is that connection to your inner self. So for me, it's that part inside of me, which I call my soul self. It's your inner self. It's that part which is kind of hidden from view, and you might have not even connected to this part. So that's the part we're connecting to, that inner self. And from that part, you're going to then allow things out and to the surface and start writing. So it's a lot about writing your feelings, writing all of the things that you want to get out. So when we think about a letter to your younger self, what do you want your younger self to know? What do you know now that you didn't know then, and that you would like to give that wisdom, that knowledge that you have now to that younger part of you? So we'll come to that when we come to the writing, because I really want to focus on the two bits. First, the meditation, and then the writing. Because you're writing, and this is how writing to heal really comes about, is your writing is from inside. So it's really from internal, and that's where the meditation comes in. Okay, so I hope that you're all ready. So what I do, I didn't really introduce myself, did I? So my name's Bindi Shah. I think most of you might know me. So I'm a meditation teacher. So that's what I do. I teach meditation, and I also write, and I write a lot of poetry. And my writing, a lot of my writing did come from after I realized that I would be childless. And it was really from the anger coming through. So my childlessness journey is very much layered. There's different aspects to it. There's a lot of the not finding a partner, finding people who didn't want to commit. So a lot of that kind of relationship things going on, a lot of health things going on. So I had adenomyosis, which is like endometriosis in the womb. And I had a hysterectomy, which actually was one of the things that I did towards my healing as well, because before then I was bleeding all the time. So there was a lot of pain, a lot of chronic health, and a lot of, a lot of hurt from that. So a lot of my writing and the way my writing came through was a lot of anger around that, a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. And that kind of writing comes through. And when it comes onto the paper, there's a release. There's a deep release from all of those emotions that you feel. So that's how I came to writing. And I have got a published book, a poetry book, actually, which not a lot of people do know about because I write under a pseudonym. So I write under Grace Samaria, and that's actually one of the things I recommend for you. If you're writing a lot of things which are really deep within you and things that you might not want everyone to know, or everyone to read and to know that it's you. Writing under a pen name, under a pseudonym, actually allows that release to happen and allows the words to come through. So that's something I really recommend as well for all of you. So I hope everyone's feeling okay so far. Let me know. I like the interaction as well. So please do chat whenever you want to. And with the chat and with the whole space, we're in a very safe space. So with the chat, I will not mention your names at all. I will say things that you have written, but not mention. So please do, you know, have it as an interaction and let me know how you're doing. Okay, so at the start of all of my workshops, I actually do an intention, and I do an intention so that there's a purpose to the session. So we're going to do that first of all, the intention. And someone's asked, do you ever worry about your pseudonym will become known? And at the beginning, I never used to mention it at all because that was very, very private. And now I have started mentioning it. And I feel I've started mentioning it more now because that's the healing journey and that's the progress that I'm going through. So now I'm a little bit more happier for people to know. But at the start, I didn't worry about that because I didn't tell anyone at all. I just didn't. So nobody knew that I was writing under the pseudonym.
I was just going to say, Bindi, because the first time I think I knew you was from your poem submission under Grace,
Yes.
and I didn't know it was you. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like you said, it's good to let people know that, like you say, it gives you that security blanket of being able to express yourself. So yeah, I just wanted to make a point of,
Yeah,
you
it
know,
really does, because I remember that stuff. And I remember then when I came and I was doing meditations and you asked, didn't you? Oh, I wasn't sure whether it was you or not. I wasn't, you know, because yeah. So no one has to know. No one has to know. Okay, so intentions then. My intention is to bring this type of writing to you, this type of writing, which is writing to heal, which is writing from your inner self. So what's your intention? Is it more around the meditation, perhaps? Perhaps you've never meditated before, or this is something new. Is it towards the writing? Is it to create a letter to your younger self? Or is it to be in community? So World Childless Week is so much about being in community, isn't it? So, you know, what is your intention for today? So let us know if you can. What's your intention?
you've made me think now. What's mine?
Mm,
Ooh.
mm,
So I'm just going to write it down because it's could cover everything. To release. And I'm not sure what I'm
mm.
going to release, but that's what I'm thinking it might be.
Yeah, lovely, lovely. And you don't need to know actually at the beginning. So, you know, we'll see.
I think the meditation sometimes
Oh,
takes you
really?
somewhere you didn't expect. Somebody else
Yeah,
has
we've
said
got
release as well.
someone else has said release, to learn, to heal, and to be in community, release of emotions, to create a letter, to feel part of a community, to reflect and release. Oh, that's lovely. It's a lot of release. To process emotions, particularly anger. Yes, I mean, I can really feel that with the anger. My intention is to begin writing to my younger self. I have been avoiding it thus far. Yes. To release grief, to grow and share my vulnerability, to start writing to my younger self in a safe space, in the midst of a very busy work day, giving myself a gift. Oh, how lovely,
Oh,
beautiful. Oh, thank you, everyone. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And actually this really helps me as well. So when we do the meditation, I can guide towards, so I think we're going to do a bit more release then, which will be nice. So I'll guide towards that as well. And yes, being in this beautiful safe space with you all is lovely. Okay. So are we all ready then for meditation?
Yes.
Yeah, lovely. Um, just a couple of points before we start. So always be very, very comfortable. So if your body starts aching at all, please move it. Stretch your legs, your arms. If you need to stand up, please do so. Don't feel that you have to sit and you can't move or do anything. Please, please, please do. Sit comfortably, lie down, be comfortable. So do what you feel is comfortable. When you go into the meditation and you connect in, you always go as deep as is comfortable for you. So whenever we go in, there is always things that are going to come up to the surface, things that we might have ignored, that we might be scared to process. Those emotions, that anger, that hurt, that pain, it can be very difficult to go into those places, to bring them to the surface. We need to bring them to the surface so that we can process, release, and let them go and write about them so that they can then go. And at the same time, this can be very difficult. So please always know that you only go as deep as you are comfortable to go. And if this is your first session doing something like this, you will go deeper in your next session. This is recorded. You can listen to it again and you can go deeper next time. So you only go as deep as is comfortable for you. Okay. So, right, let's start. So get nice and comfortable. And I will come off camera a little bit as well. And there will be some silence as well. So a lot of guiding, but also some silence. Okay. Move your body if you need to. And when you're ready, close your eyes. Now we've spoken a bit, haven't we? And there will be thoughts coming in, and that's okay. Allow those thoughts in. Allow yourself to relax with them, to settle them. Allowing them to come and allowing them to pass. So not really paying a lot of attention to them. You can acknowledge what you need to. So sometimes thoughts really come in because you're relaxed, it's silent, those thoughts are coming in, they're ready to be heard. So acknowledge them, acknowledge what you need to. Allow your body to settle, make sure it's comfortable. And then gently moving to your breath. So focusing on your breathing, inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose or the mouth, connecting to your breath. How does your breath feel and sound? And it might be the first time in a while that you're listening to your breath, or that you're really hearing it. And allow that time. You're all here to connect to yourself in a deeper way. And then to relax more, we're going to start exhaling longer. than your inhalation. So your breath in for the count of 4, and then your breath out for a count of 6, 7, or 8. So longer, a nice long exhalation. And what this does is this relaxes the body more. And when you go in, when you receive those messages from deep within you, it's really important that you're as relaxed as you can be. So at your own pace, counting for 4 for your inhale and 6, 7, or 8 for your exhale. And you can do this breathing whenever you need to. So if you feel stressed during the day at any time, remind yourself, exhale for longer and allow yourself to relax with it. And then gently starting to connect to your inner self, that part inside of you. And you may even have an image come up for your inner self. It's a part of you that not everyone sees, not everyone knows, but you know that part of you. It might be your soul, might be your inner being, your inner self. It might be that truth of you, that truth within you. And this inner self may also be your younger self. Doesn't necessarily have to be, but it could be. And then gently connecting to that younger part of you. How old is your younger self? What are you doing? Where are you? How are you feeling? What situations were you in which your present self, yourself now, can give clarity to? What would you want your younger self to know? This is your time to give your wisdom and knowledge, everything that you have now, to your younger self then. And always knowing that you did the best you could at that time with all of the knowledge that you had then. What does your inner self need you to know? What does your inner self need your younger self to know? And you can go to one situation or several, whatever comes up really for you now. So yes, there may be lots of things, and it may be necessary to focus on one perhaps. And if it feels very overwhelming, then please go back to your breathing and stay with your breath. So I give you a little bit of silence to allow that connection, allow it to grow and be stronger. Ask yourself questions, connect with that part of you. Maybe have a conversation with yourself within you in the meditation. Whatever comes up, there may be images, words, thoughts, reflection. Allowing that connection to yourself and to your younger self. And as the conversation deepens between you and your younger self, what you need to release from that time, what you need to forgive from that time, forgiving yourself, remember that you have gained wisdom and knowledge along the way. So at that time, you did the best you could with the knowledge you had then. What you feel now about the situation will be very different. What would you like yourself to know? What would you like your younger self to know? So a few more moments. Stay with that connection, allowing whatever needs to come in still within that connection. And remember that you are going as deep as is comfortable for you for this session. And you can do this again and go to a different situation and get some more advice for your younger self. And then very gently move back to your breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. Move back to your breath. Move back to your body. Move your body if you want to. Start being aware of where you are, aware of yourself. Start opening your eyes. And we are going to start writing. So hopefully you have your paper, whether it's pen and paper ready or a Word document on the computer ready, whatever you want. And starting to write your letter. Your letter can be in the form of poetry, sentences, words, anything at all. Who are you writing to? Are you writing to your childhood self, your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s self? Are you writing to yourself a month ago when you were in the depth of your grief? What do you want to call yourself? Dear me, dear younger self, your name. Write from the heart. Write the things that came through in the meditation, the feelings. Did you release? Did you feel anger? What did you feel? Don't worry about spelling, grammar, any of that. Simply write. Write it all out as though your younger self is there before you. You connected to them in the meditation. And now you're writing to them. So I'll give you a little bit of silence as well. Remember, no one needs to see this letter apart from you. Letting everything out. Be angry, be sad, be hopeful, be gentle, be kind to yourself, be forgiving. Whatever you need to be, it's all okay. Writing like this is very healing because you're allowing your feelings onto the paper, your feelings. And those feelings have come up to the surface in the meditation. So allow them out, allow them to be released. If you feel very tender, perhaps a little bit of scared to write it down, you can still write things down and then tear up the paper. You don't have to keep it. You don't have to have anybody see it but you. I can't tell you how cathartic it is to write like this and to let your feelings out of you. So how are we doing? How's everyone doing in the chat? Are you writing? Tears. Yes, tears are the release, aren't they? People are writing. Brilliant. Lovely. Good. So this workshop is a condensed version. So usually we would have longer to write. So please, after the session, carry on with your writing as well. Because once you start, you'll carry on, you'll keep going with it, which is amazing. Yes, made a start on my letter, take me back to memory lane of my diagnosis day of when my life changed forever. Yes, these letters, especially letters to your younger selves, will take you back. And it's really important to remember or to remind yourself that you are here now and that you're helping your younger self. You're helping that release. What would you say to that younger self who had those diagnoses? What would you say now? Because now you're further along and you're looking back. What would you say to yourself? What would you tell them?
That was really interesting. I went back way back to being a baby, to being a toddler,
Oh my goodness.
and I didn't expect that. And I think that's the power because you're allowing yourselves to go. Somebody's gone back to the start of the diagnosis. I've gone back to being a toddler and being a child and seeing myself in different situations. It was
Wow.
almost from a then to a now and the reflection of everything in between. Really interesting.
And did you write the letter to your toddler self then? Or did you just, or did you write words? Because it doesn't necessarily have
It's
to be a
almost
letter.
just quick, short statements. And I'm happy to share that in a minute when everybody's ready or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Because, yeah, really intrigued by that. Mm.
It's so, I really feel that the power of the meditate, because meditation and writing are my two loves. So using them both and going within, and the writing you can get and the release from that, I feel is so powerful.
Mm.
And it doesn't take, I mean, we didn't really meditate for that long, so it doesn't take, you don't have to have a long time to do it, but that intention of knowing that you're going to meet your younger self, your inner self, and then you're going to write and you're going to release and you're going to allow it to happen is so powerful.
Yeah. And I think
Someone
that's the good thing
said,
is
yeah,
everybody can, like you say, jump to the period of time that's right for them at the moment. And the meditation this
yeah.
week might be completely different to a meditation next week.
Oh my goodness, yes, definitely.
And that fluidity, allowing yourself to revisit those different times is so powerful. Mm.
Yeah. We have another childhood as well. Someone went back to when they were 4 years old. Yeah, and to the early 20s. So yeah, well, I'll give you maybe another minute round, maybe think of how would you end it? What would you say to yourself to end it if you're writing a real letter, you know, maybe ending with I forgive you. I love you, things. What would you say to yourself? There's so much that we hold within us, so much. And it can be really, really difficult to progress and to move through because there's so many things inside of us. And it's so important to allow there to be release, release through things like writing, through things like therapy, through things like community and talking to people and all of it. Allowing it out is so, so important. Someone said, I ache for you, I miss you, I wish things could have been different. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for sharing as well. So, Steph, yes, if you'd like to share, please do.
Yeah,
If you
but
feel
I'll
like it. Yeah.
explain where I went because it makes a little bit more sense. I literally went back to being a toddler, but I was the toddler. I wasn't looking at the toddler. I was the
Mhm.
toddler looking at myself now
Mm.
through a mirror that was a reflection. It was almost like a hand on hand. And I was literally the child looking at the adult, which I was like, okay, not what I expected. And it was the emotions with that. And then I jumped to being older when I was about 11,
Mm.
and then jumped down to when I was a bit younger, probably about 7 or 8. But it was the emotions involved and the situations I was in
Yeah.
that gave me what I wrote. And like I said, it's almost like statements as such. But what I wrote was baby, mirror, reflection. I am me and you are me. We are the same but equally so different. Your innocence is precious. My knowledge is pain. Together, united, strong. Wisdom in learning, wisdom in years, wisdom in time. The fear of judgment, the confusion of life, the understanding on reflection. Letting go of fear, releasing ideas, discovering joy, acceptance, love. Still learning every day. Discovering joy. Time to enjoy the moments, time to enjoy
Mm.
my time.
Ooh.
Mm. So it felt really strong.
Mm. Oh,
Joy,
I love that.
because obviously joy is my middle
Mm.
name.
Yes.
And all the way through it, I kept seeing joy popping up and enjoy this, or the joy of that, and the joy of this. And it was like a real positive on, yes, there were some shitty times when you were a child, even before you got to the childlessness,
Yeah.
and the judgments you felt then, and the lack of being seen that you felt then, all sort of reinforced through the childlessness. But do you know what I mean? The logic of seeing
Mm.
what was already instigated into me sort of grew in strength when it was a negative. And now, like I say, it's time to let that go and release it.
Ooh, Steph, that's amazing. It's beautiful. Someone said that's beautiful reflection, finding joy again.
Mm.
Oh, lovely. Oh, that's really good. I really feel that this is, yeah, it's such a good thing to do. And, did anyone not write? So does anyone want to say, you know, if they didn't? Because what that is as well is that's okay as well. You had a conversation with yourself, and the writing will come when you're ready. So I will also want to, you know, make sure that if nothing came, that's fine. Sometimes the words don't come, and you get down to your layers and you get deeper and deeper each time, and then you let it out, and you let it out as a really good release as well. Yes, it's a lovely thing to do for ourselves on any issue. Definitely, definitely. It doesn't have to be around the childlessness either. It can be anything. And we're so multi-layered, aren't we, with our childlessness anyway? And there's so many different things throughout life which have come, and that's how this has ended up to be our journey. But there's lots of different things that have come along the way as well. So yes, allowing that release, definitely. So there was a question as well about the name of the book, which I just wanted then to say, The Eyes of Time. The Eyes of Time. And it's all on my website. So my website is very easy. It's bindishah.com.
Forgetting I was muted, I was going to say it'll be added to the video recording on the website for people to be able to find you.
Yeah, lovely. Someone else has said it's been really beautiful to be able to tell my teenage self that she's good and kind, and that she doesn't have to earn love. Oh my goodness. Definitely, definitely. Well, thank you all for sharing. We'll do a grounding as well. And ball of light, which is so important to keep the energy within us as well. So we're going to do that, and then we'll do another sharing as well at the end. So if there's anything else that has come up that you want to you know, speak about, and then I'll read off the chat. So yes, forgiving the younger self is so important. Okay, so if you're, and grounding is so important as well to just keep us here, because when you go back to a different time in meditation, you need to come back here. You need to be here now in the present moment. However painful or however you don't want to be, this is where you are now, and it's really important to come back here. And in this space that we've created here, it's a kind, compassionate space, and it's a safe space for you. So this space is beautiful for you, and you're coming back here. So I hope that makes sense. Oh, I love somebody else have written, you are always protected, even though you never felt it. You are always safe. Yes. Okay, so close your eyes again, and you're going to imagine a ball of light around you. So it's above your head, below your feet, to the sides, front and back. So you're imagining yourself either sitting or lying down in this ball of light around you. And it can be any color. And within that ball of light is your energy. All of the love and compassion that you feel for your younger self, that's all within the ball of light. And it grows, so it can be as big as you need it to be. Fill up the whole of your space. And everything outside of the ball of light is other things, other people's things, other situations. And if those things are good for you, they can come into your ball of light and they can be with you. But if those things are not for you, so if they're going to bring you hurt or pain, or they're not for you now, they can bounce off the ball of light. They don't have to come near you. So see that if you would like. Allow your ball of light to be really strong. I also like to bounce off comments. I know we've all received comments, haven't we? Around various childlessness things along the way. So know that you can bounce off whatever you don't need. Bounce off the ball of light. And then we'll gently start grounding. So from the top of your head, move down your body. Down the front, the back, the legs, the arms. You're moving your energy downwards and you're moving it to the ground, to the physical earth. And when you get to the earth, move through the layers of the earth. So you're grounding your energy, you're connecting to the earth, to nature. And feel it. Feel your energy moving down. Feel it get to the ground. Feel it go through the layers of the earth. And this is your grounding. Grounding brings you back into the moment, into this moment of time. Allows you to be in your inner strength, your inner core, your inner center. And that's important. It's important to be in yourself. This gives you security, that feeling of being secure in yourself, gives you stability. Allows you to know yourself better, being in your center, being grounded. And as I said, it's important after you've meditated, because you may have gone to other situations in your life as you had those conversations with your younger self. You may have gone to parts which were traumatic, where things did come up. And it's very important to ground after that and to be here now, to be with yourself now. And then when you feel grounded and you feel okay, you can open your eyes, be back in this space. So, thank you all for sharing so much. Shall I read a little bit of of your letters out? What you've written? So, someone has said that they like reframing the idea of childlessness, that we are not childless, that there are children around us and still within us. So the inner, right, this exercise is an example that we still have access to our inner child, yes, or our younger selves, those parts within us. Appreciate this community and everyone's giving and sharing nature. Me too. I love it. I really feel that our community and everything that we do is so important for our healing, but also the light we give out is amazing. And that is healing for everyone, whether childlessness or not, everyone. How are you feeling, Steph? Are you good?
I am, yes, very relaxed now and calm, which is just what I needed. It's lovely. Perfect way to have the day sort of progress as such. But yeah, really nice. So thank you ever so much for leading
Thank
the session.
you.
It's been lovely and really beautiful and really nice. I'm sure people get something from it and go away and use the exercise again.
Yes, definitely. That's what I would definitely say. Do it again. And yeah, see what else comes up next time. I'm just loving everyone's shares.
I know
Um,
it.
being drawn, I know, like being drawn to also what someone else said, which was really interesting, because it's just someone said about drawn to a child's name, which then became her inner child's name, and to name one of the children. Something came up in the workshop that when we use a pseudonym, because we haven't named, we haven't been able to use names and to have that, the pseudonym could be a name that you love, and it could be the name that you would have used perhaps as well. And I really love that idea as well, just as another way of healing, perhaps, if that, if that's for anyone, if anyone would like to do that too. I think it's such a nice thing.
I think a good thing as well that you mentioned briefly at the beginning, that we don't ever have to show what we write to anyone else. And sometimes it's cleansing to rip it up or put it through a shredder or burn it and then
Yes,
start the same letter the day after, or a week or a year after.
yes,
But it's knowing it can be just for us, and like, yes, we can share it, but we don't have to. We've got that control.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And also, we're always our older self, aren't we, to our younger self? So, for example, if something happened yesterday, you could write to yourself from yesterday, knowing that you have a bit more wisdom today than you did yesterday. So, you could do it all the time, anything that comes up, and it's that constant forgiving as well, because we always do things with all of the knowledge that we have at that moment. And the next day we have a bit more knowledge. So it's that constant then forgiveness really of ourselves as well. So important.
Because so many times you can say to yourself, "Oh, you bloody idiot! Why did you do that? That was really stupid." I'll do it now, and I talk and I think, "Can you get your tongue tied any more than you just did?" And then I think, but I did, and it carried on, and it's not worth worrying about it because it's the past. Then perhaps going forward, I'll learn from that or something. So it's like you say, constantly forgiving and not worrying about it because we can't change it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Lovely. And someone else has burnt letters and found it very therapeutic. Yeah. Thank you all for being here. I've loved it. Thank you.
No, well, thank you as well for running the session. I guess we have to stop at some point, or we could just carry on relaxing and chilling and chatting for hours to come. So thank you so much, Bindi. It's really appreciated. For anyone who doesn't know, Bindi's back on Sunday morning doing another webinar as a meditation again for us. So plenty of time to come back and relax yet again. But until then, we've got lots of webinars following. But for now, for tonight, thank you again, Bindi. It's been lovely, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.
Thank you, Steph. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.